What's up, Fossil Friends? It's Fossil Dad, and we are learning how to resin Ammonite art pieces. So what is an art piece? An art piece is artist choice. So to me, that is any chunk of Ammonite that you have, that you find, and like I've always said, the hard part is finding it. Any chunk that you have that you want to preserve. And what we're doing today is we're going to take these chunks and we're going to preserve them extremely well. These are chunks that, you know, I want to display, or I want to take my time on these because they show really good color. So this is what we want them to look like. Now, resin for Ammonite chunks, again, you have to build it. Thin layers, and you're building it. You have to seal it, and then you're going to build the entire thing. So this is a few layers on the top here. We're going to go through how many layers? We're going to go through absolutely everything. So again, finished product. These are all raw chunks. There's nothing on them. So flipping them over, there's our color. And so you can see, you know, I can't wait to put resin on this because resin is going to activate this. It's going to be so beautiful. But we want to create a base. Just like the gemstones, the same idea. There's going to be amazing color coming out of this once we get it wet and we put that resin on it. So, but again, I want to create a base first. So here's what they look like raw. This look at the shell patterns here. That is going to look so beautiful. Purples, every single color. But again, I want to start with the other side. Now this is a piece of a body chamber of an ammonite. This is suture marks, or here's the septae where they I guess intersect with the body chamber. So this is beautiful. Look at this. So again, I love these chunks. I want to preserve them. So how do I do it? So I use Rio Grande 2-part professional grade epoxy resin kit. That is the best way, again, that I'm building this resin up to preserve it and to seal the entire unit. So again, I've already made my mix. It's a 2-to-1, 7.5 mils there. That's all you need. My temperature is set. You can see it's 78.4 degrees, so it's hot. You need a warm temperature for resin. You want to mix it around the 72 degree mark, and then you've got about an hour or so after that, and then you're going to cook it for a minimum of 14 to 16 hours before you apply the next coat. So okay, so let's begin. So again, always I've got a clean glove, face down. So here's my base. So this is how this piece is going to end up eventually. Okay, and so we're going to turn this over. I'm going to grab my resin, and again, I still want to measure this resin. And I know we're going to take 1 drop, and I want you guys to see how efficient this resin is. And what I'm doing is I'm rubbing it in circles all the way around the base. Now, the reason why I'm rubbing it in circles is because I'm trying to really penetrate all of that outside layer of that of the actual art piece. And so I want that resin to go in, but I don't want to put so much that it's going to drip all the way around. You can start to see some of the colors come out. And now I'm taking that, I put 2 drops. You've seen me put 2 drops on this, and now I'm spreading those drops all the way around to get a nice thin coat. And we're going to do 1 more drop so I can get the sides. It's a half drop actually. And again, it's still in the base palm of my hand here, and I'm going all the way around just to the edges. Remember, your first coat, you're simply creating a base. You want to make sure that you rub that resin all the way around the outside piece, turning it right to the edges, with the other side, of course, totally clean. So that is it. This is all we want to do for the first coat. Now I'm turning it and I'm making sure I don't have any places that it's pooling or dripping. This action, guys, is going to save you so much time, because I'll tell you what, if you pile a whole bunch of resin on it, it's going to drip, it's going to go underneath, and if you don't check it, you're going to get massive drips, and you're going to have to correct it. It's a lot of work, so again, do it right the first time. 1 drop. Let's get that back on there. Let's get a good amount. 2 drops total. Look at the colors come out. Look at the colors. Watch this. This is just, it's just one of my favorite parts. You could just see these amazing colors come out. And again, I'm simply using my fingers, going all the way around, and just the one side. Look at the colors come off that. I've already buffed it. I've polished it. These art pieces have been scrubbed. They've been washed. All of the steps I've already taken is already finished. So now it's the fun part. And I'm going all the way around, and I'm keeping that one side clean. And again, it'll pay off. It'll absolutely pay off. Only one drop. Let's wipe the excess. It's going to pay off in the end because you're going to get a great seal, but you're also going to get a perfect art piece. No corrections, nothing. That is the goal. And again, I'm still not touching the bottom of that, but I'm going all the way around it to make sure that it's sealed on the outside. Keeping that one side nice and fresh. And again, now I'm wiping it. And again, what we're doing, we are simply pushing that resin in all of those little pockets, all of the aragonite, all the layers of aragonite. You gotta seal those. And again, this is where you can just hold on to that art piece. You've spent the time on it. Now let's preserve it properly. All the way around. That was 2 drops on this piece. Amazing colors coming out, and again, now we can just simply set it down. There's no drips, no chance of it dripping at all. Same idea, palm of my hand. Now, another trick, when you feel comfortable, then you can drop this. You don't need to use this to measure anymore. You can use your finger, and you can just simply dab your finger in there into your resin and take a little bit and then spread it around. It's all about artist choice. You guys are going to do this enough that you guys are going to practice, and you're going to get really good at it. You're going to have an awesome collection. And you know, this method would certainly work for you know, a lot of fossils. I'm telling you, this resin is really good. It has really good optics on it. You're going to see great colors, and it's going to seal it. And that's really what you want to do. Okay, all the way around, and again, I'm making sure there's no drips. It's an extremely thin layer all the way around, leaving that base nice and clean. Same idea. And now I'm taking my finger and I'm dipping it in, letting it drip, and then bringing it on. And now I'm rubbing that in. And you can see all the designs. Look at, there's the suture marks or the septae intersections on the other side of the body chamber that we're doing. And we're going all the way around. Look at the body chamber of the actual ammonite fossil itself. This one might take a little bit more time. Still making an effort to keep that bottom nice and clean. That is going to be our final layer. Once we build up these layers on the bottom, 1 or 2 layers on the bottom, depending on how big your piece is, that's all you need, all the way around your piece. And again, now I'm rubbing that to make sure I've got no pools of resin. That's so important. Now what you're going to do, now these are essentially done. The first coat is done. The hard part is done. So now what I want to do is I'm going to leave these. I'm going to come back in about 15 to 20 minutes and ensure that there's no drips coming off of these. And I guarantee you there won't. There's a little bit of resin, 2 drops each, all the way around. The base is clean. And again, we want it to look like this because we're going to build it up. Now I'm not touching anything with these gloves. I'm taking these gloves off. And now we're going to wait 16 hours and we're going to come back and we're going to do another coat. Stay tuned. We're going to make these guys look awesome. Okay guys, so it's about 24 hours later. So this is our first cure. And so we've just taken a little bit of a resin rub and that's it. And you can see, you know what, it does a pretty darn good job. You see this side is still dry at this point. And we're just going through our pieces. That's one coat on the other side. Now what I mean by the other side, so you know there's going to be a good side to your art piece depending on what kind of art piece you have. So at this point it's still dry. And so there you go. That's again nice and cured. 24 hours. That's all you need. So now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to layer this again, the second side again, and then we're going to come back and then we're going to do the other side.